engineering.
Just one and a half year.
Two more years, man. Good morning. Welcome to CoprHD India Developer Summit. I'm really excited. First of all, thanks for taking your time one day. I know, everybody's time is important. You have come from all the way, mainly Chennai, Nashik, okay, Bangalore. Of course, you are local. You have
Probably you took the longest, Bangalore. Right.
You took the longest because traffic, you guys know. And in fact, Chennai came today morning, they say. They came today morning, and Professor Subhashini is from SRM University, Professor George Philip from MS Ramaya. We are expecting two more professors, one from BMS Engineering calling, Professor Syed Akram, and Professor Dheeraj sir from Reva Institute. Okay. First of all, on behalf of CoprHD Engineering team and EMC, I welcome you all for today's CoprHD India Developer Summit. Okay. Without taking much time, what I wanted to do is I wanted to introduce our site leader. Basically, this product is part of a business unit called as Advanced Software Division within EMC. Okay. So I wanted to introduce our site leader Sanjay Rajshekar and talk about start this occasion with his speech.
Thanks, Malari. Thanks, Sandeep. So, good morning again. Good morning. So, first of all, I want to say that it's an absolute privilege for all of us to be amidst you, the fresh and bright minds of today, and also the crafters. You know, you guys are the future of the industry, and there are folks here, the professors who are the crafters of the future of the industry, right? So, very, very privileged to be part of this occasion. So, we live in a very different world today. The world has changed immensely in the last 2 decades or so. The gap between universities and corporate or industry is reducing. It's really diminishing, right? Thanks to open source, thanks to the internet. So we live in very interesting times, and that's something that we all have to take note of. We also live in very interesting and revolutionary times, I believe, because as we stand here and address you, the people who are sitting in this room potentially are the future CEOs of companies that we'll all work for. Honestly, they're potentially, because if you look at the industry today, some of our CEOs are no longer, the traditional CEOs who have gone through the corporate ladders and climbed the corporate ladder over decades and decades and become CEOs. I mean, they are the young crop. They are the young breed, the fresh blood, who have made it big, who have had amazing success in the industry, and that's the kind of crowd that we are addressing today. That's the kind of people that we are addressing today. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about the significance of today's initiative. The initiative that we're launching today, the CoprHD Open Source Initiative, right? The India Summit. It's an extremely strategic product, strategic solution for EMC, and the reason for that is, if you look around, if you're following the industry, especially the data center, the information technology industry, the data center is getting exceedingly complex. The data growth is exponential. It's amazing amount of data growth that's happening, right? The heterogeneity of the storage appliances, of the storage itself, is increasing day by day. In a typical data center, the complexity increases every year, every month, every day. Given that landscape that we live in today, the software-defined storage, the Internet of Everything in this world that we live in, Viper and CoprHD are extremely strategic solutions, not just to EMC, but also to the industry at large. They're in fact industry defining. Truly, they're industry defining. And this initiative that we are launching, this initiative that we are talking to you today about, is a two-way street, right? It is going to clearly help EMC. It's going to clearly help our organization take forward our product and solution, right? Opening it up via open source mechanism, opening it up and making sure that we gain the benefits of the collective thinking, collective knowledge, collective creativity that you all bring in. At the same time, it's going to help you also, because your closest to the industry. It puts you in the fore, in the middle of technology that the industry is using today, right? It's no longer academics, it's no longer just textbooks and theory. You are actually contributing stuff while you're studying, while you're part of going through your university. I did not have the privilege, Sandeep and Malari did not have the privilege when we were going through college and universities, right? You have the privilege today. So consider yourself lucky. We consider ourselves immensely lucky to be doing this. My piece of advice is indulge in this, involve, enrich yourself, enrich the industry, right, with your contributions and involvement. That's basically what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Invite Sandeep Basin, who heads this whole corporate engineering team in India. Okay, so he's a director of software engineering. He's completely responsible for all engineering activities out of Bangalore in EMC for CoprHD.
I don't think I'm going to need this. For the recording. Morning, everyone. It's really exciting to have all of you here. I first of all, want to thank Sanjay for the inspiring words. Thank you very much, Sanjay. And I'm pretty much going to echo Sanjay's sentiments this morning. First of all, we are so excited to have all of you here. We have been kind of plotting this for several weeks, right? And the team who has been plotting it and who has planned this whole day for you is right here. And they're going to lead you through the day, but let me begin by saying that we're very, very excited. First of all, CoprHD is EMC's first foray into open source. Okay, so in some sense we are at the very leading curve of making our products, especially our software products, open source, right? The second thing is that CoprHD solves a very, very important problem for the industry, which is of how to manage data centers in an increasingly complex environment where data centers are spread around the world, where storage is growing, where storage from multiple vendors like IBM, EMC, Hitachi, and how do you manage that data growth? How do you manage the storage? How do you automate it? Is a key question. And when industry was grappling with this, right, it's been a 12-13 year long journey as industry has been grappling with it. What had happened initially is that a set of tools emerged, one from each vendor, which looked at their own storage in a proprietary fashion and treated it and didn't expose any open APIs or a uniform way of doing it. And as a result, the job of the storage administrator, the job of the IT administrator, the data center person became very, very tough, wherein in order to manage that, they had to use a variety of tools and there was no consistent way of performing those operations, right? So what has emerged in recent times is a concept of SDS controller, a software defined storage controller, which is what CoprHD really is, which essentially in some sense virtualizes all the storage available to you underneath it and allows you to manage it in a uniform and consistent manner based on what we call class of service, because depending on the needs of an application, you may need like a very high performance storage or a low performance storage and things like that. So that's what we call class of service, right? So this is a very key initiative from EMC to simplify the life of storage administrators and to make it easier to manage diverse storage spread across geographical regions, right? Now coming to this initiative, I think there is a lot to gain here for all of you, right? I do want to start from that. Like Sanjay mentioned, we never had the opportunity when we were in college to work on something as preeminent as this from a leader in the storage industry, and which EMC is, right? The other thing is there are other open source products which you could go and work on. Certainly there are many today, but I think you will find it extremely tough to find a mentoring team such as one that we have put up for you today. And with the mentoring and coaching of this team, all of you can become key contributors in the open source world and be known and recognized publicly in the open source world. The open source world is very public. When Linux was born and when similar such softwares were born, they were born out of universities by students working on it and innovating and using their passion time See, all of us have kind of grown up in our lives. Most of us are married, have kids, and it reduces our passion time, the time required to sometimes, I'll be honest with you, right? The time outside of work to spend our passion time on building something like this keeps reducing. But for all of you, you're blessed with a lot of passion time, I'm sure. And that's what we want to indulge you on, right? Use your passion time to build something interesting for yourself, right? And look at us as the instruments of helping you to do it, right? We'll provide you with mentoring, we'll provide you with coaching, we'll provide you with the code, which is all available open source. But there are so many interesting problems, as we will show you through the day, which you can solve and which you can work on and be recognized for it openly, right? So with that, I think we should kick it off. Yeah. So thank you again, all of you, for coming, and I'll request Malari to kick off the things.
Thanks a lot, guys.
So you have been listening almost last 10 minutes. Okay, I wanted this whole day session to be more interactive. Okay, more questions. So ask her all questions. Okay, so I'll start. How many of you know what is cloud? Cloud? What is cloud? Feel free. I mean, open it up. It is fascinating name for internet. Anyone else?
Storing data in internet rather than your personal node.
Storing data on internet rather than a PC, local PC. Any other? Accessing data from anywhere. Only data? Huh? Accessibility is different. Okay, that is okay. Because of accessibility, cloud is successful. I'm not denying it. Okay, what is cloud? You heard of AWS? What is that?
Amazon Web Services.
Yeah. So what they do provide?
Computing on something not local.
So they provide compute and storage on demand. Okay. So basically, you have a resources on your demand whenever you want it. When I say resources, storage and compute. Okay. So that's basically, so cloud is nothing but availability of resources on your demand, on need basis to scale it up. So how many types of clouds exist in the market? Public, private, hybrid. Okay, good. So that's okay. So if you answer rightly, I have some goodies for you guys. Okay, is there? So it's only for you guys to grab it. Okay, huh? EMC employees are not allowed to. Okay, so you guys, that's a good answer. Public, private, hybrid. Can anyone guess it? This CoprHD is a right where it fits the solution, the software, where it fits in. Is public? So I sent you the wikis and I sent my webinar which I did for OpenStack SDS. I believe you guys have gone through it. So where is the CoprHD suits? Hybrid, private and hybrid. Okay, mainly private. When I say private, it's more of enterprise data centers. Okay. Yeah, here you can. Yeah, they'll move. So just I wanted to quickly move on to the agenda today. What we intended to cover. Okay. So we are running already late by 30 minutes. Don't worry about that. We'll figure it out. So I wanted to talk about, like Sanjay talked about this initiative, why we are doing what we are doing. Okay, so I'll spend some more time, 10 more minutes, and then what we are going to do is Manoj, okay, he's a architect, okay, CoprHD architect, who is going to talk about what is CoprHD architecture in detail for 1 hour. After that, we plan to do some break, and then the next 2 sessions are like 90 minute sessions. They are more focused on what is a typical day of a CoprHD developer life, in the sense what they do. Now, there are various stages, okay, various steps are involved. So that's the intent is to cover on that. And after that, we'll give you 1 hour to do a hands-on. We have created some public IPs. I think some universities have direct access to your VMs also. Na? Reva, you have access. Na? Yeah. So you can use your VMs. We'll help you to do some play with hands-on. Okay. So we'll discuss in the lunch time. Okay. And then, as I said, I kept some goodies. So if you all day if you are attended, okay, and you have the ability to win those goodies, there will be quiz for you guys. and as I said, it's already recorded. I'm trying to make it more friendly. Okay, don't take it serious. Okay. Can someone guess this? What is this? Book. No, it's more than a book. Huh? This is my project report. Okay. 20 years back, when I did my engineering, this is my project report. What is happening is it's basically a banking system. I developed a software. Okay. And I wish, to be honest, I had an opportunity to work on some kind of enterprise software. And this project report, to be honest, is just accumulating dust in my cupboard. I cannot throw it because it's very close to me, my heart. Honestly, I'm telling you. But for you guys, you don't have to, you can print a project report. But what I wanted to point out here is that if I look at back, like for example, some of the professors will agree, probably when you guys did your engineering or whatever the masters, you might have built some project report like this, and my colleagues also will agree on this. But today, look at this, the way the technology has evolved, it has changed. You have an ability, you have an opportunity, as Sanjay and Sandeep talked about it. You have an opportunity to work on live enterprise software development, and which is publicly visible. So what is happening is that you will feel proud because whatever you do is being used by someone else. So now whatever, for example, I developed a banking system software, no one is using it. I put my passion, I probably have worked 18 hours per day during that my college time, okay, to make this really software working, to show to my professors and get some marks, okay, to honestly. But here now, you may get credits for whatever the marks is there, leave about that. The beauty of this initiative is, first thing is, whatever you do is publicly visible, okay. So that creates a better branding for you guys when you step out of your college, that's one thing. Second thing is, what it also do is, you feel proud, someone is using my software, what I am doing is. And the good part, as Sandeep pointed out, is there are a lot of open source contributions are there, but it's not so easy. The fact that because if you want to do a really enterprise software development, you need some handholding, and EMC as part of CoprHD initiative is trying to provide that opportunity. So sky's the limit, what you can leverage out of this. It's in your hands, so you can leverage it. Moving on, can you guess what is this? Words map, good. But in the today's context, can someone guess what it is? Data, no. Okay, you won it first. Okay. It's not from CoprHD, you are pretty close. I'll give it to you later. Okay. Can give it. Okay. So remaining will come only in the evening. Not. It is open source contribution. So you can see here, if you look at Europe and US, okay, you can see a lot of blues there. But if you look at India, scattered blues are there. You can see that, no? But if I turn this map in terms of number of software professionals, what will happen? Lot of blues in India, less blues in US and everywhere. So, we are the largest number of we produce in India. We like every year, so many engineers come out of that. But as part of, if you look at the open source contribution, it's pretty limited. So that's what I'm trying to just say. Think on that line. If I reverse a map with the software professional, number of professionals working in IT industry, it's reverse. But why can't we make it, if the number, basically what the point what I'm trying to argue here is that the ratio of engineers to contribution, the number of engineers in the software industry, what we have and what we contribute is pretty limited. I took on one example, I'll give you the source link, you can go and look at it. Charlotte is a one small city in US, in North Carolina. Okay, there are 1,400 contributors are there. If I take Bangalore, it's 56. Okay, see the data may not be accurate, but it is close to realistic. It may be more than 56 because some people may be typing Bangalore as Bengaluru also. Okay, whoever knows local, they know, they are aware of it. So the source is there from the GitHub. So the point what I'm trying to say is that, do you want to be part of a journey where you change India's presence in the open source, change the trajectory of India's open source contribution? Yes? I am not hearing it. Yes. Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. So you have an opportunity. So how you can do it? Okay, as part of your projects, you do simple projects instead of having this kind of report. And first of all, that report is reduced. It increases public visibility for you guys. Third thing is you are changing the India's pride. That's what is important. We have so many engineers. We are not investing the right. Basically, we are not harvesting the right intelligence. Basically, the effort in the right direction. So if we all together put in the right direction the effort, you will also succeed. The country will succeed. The contribution, open source contribution will increase. There are a lot of talks on basically innovation, academy and education industry. If you look at our beloved scientist APJ Abdul Kalam, he kept on emphasizing that there is a gap between academy and basically academia and even the industry. And he always mentioning that we should try to bridge that gap as much as possible. Okay, I could not find his quote. I tried to search it. Really, I could not find it. But I found one quote. Someone has made this quote. Again, don't take it personal, because again, it's just I picked up from the whatever is available. Someone has made this quote. Anyone guess it? Recently, someone made this. It was become a controversial statement, but later he clarified. Narayan Murthy. Okay, Professor Narayan Murthy. Sorry, who is we all believe one of the guy who pretty much revolutionized the software industry. Later, someone asked these questions. Okay, don't take it anything personal. Again, what he intended to say was that, this is the source I have picked up from there. He was trying to say that there is a gap. Based on his experience, he is quoting his experience. He is saying that whenever an engineer joins Infosys, he is saying that there is a gap. So they have to put a lot of training. That is the reason they have put a Mysore campus. So one of the reasons what we started thinking across is how best we can bridge that gap. And as a corporate, as an EMC within India, because we have a great presence here, around 4,000 professionals are working in EMC India office. How best we can bring it to the